Good evening. How is that audio? That's a funny face. Can you all hear me? That'd be the best thing. I say all, Mark or Paul. uh, I've got a new microphone, which you can just see about here, just down here. So yeah, let's have a little look. I don't know if it does. Let me have a. Yeah, sounds alright. Sounds alright, doesn't it? Pretty good. Excellent. I'm just starting off in using StreamYard, so bear with me. Yeah, how are you guys? How's everybody doing? That's the main thing. And they've all said good. Mark's a bit flaky. Never mind. And Paul, and imagine like everybody's over like in the chat for Roy's live, like already. Do you reckon? Just sitting there waiting. Yeah. Loads of people in there. 18 people waiting in there. How odd. Anywho, I've not really got much to say. I was hoping to have somebody on so I could chat to them. So I'll put it out there. If you fancy coming on and have a little chat, then yeah, please hit the link. There we go. Hopefully that'll work. It'd be nice to have somebody to chat to. I've not really got much to talk about, which is, not great for a live stream. Other than the exceptional grain, which I don't know if you've seen. So I mean, this was from Somerton Whisky Club. Light's a bit awkward there. Really great stuff. And obviously you've seen like some of my posts and so forth over the sort of last day, yesterday, where I done a photo shoot with it basically. But yeah, I'm going to do a video on that. So I took some footage at the same time as taking the photos. Even got my son to help me film, which was intriguing to say the least. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was pretty good. I've got it here. It's got some good stuff in it actually, and there's like a 33-year-old Cameron Bridge in it, I believe. It's a blend, Paul. So it's a blend of different grains, but yeah, there's 33-year-old Cameron Bridge in it somewhere. Some old Strathclyde, some North British, some Loch Lomond, and some Carsbridge as well. Yeah, all married in a first fill Oloroso sherry butt. And yeah, it's a really nice whiskey. This has been in the glass for about half an hour. Got spirits people. Johnny, I'm going to be on his live stream the week after next, which is going to be really good. He's hopefully, depending on the post, sending me a rum sample, I believe. I think he says it's blind, so we'll see what it is. But I think it's rum anyway. But this has a lovely sort of light lemony nose. Yeah, and that grainy sort of smell you get. Really nice. Very pleasant nose. Really enjoy that one. Paul, you were on about rum the other day, which another one here, which maybe not a starter, but definitely worth checking out. Is RL Seals. 10-year-old rum. It's not from Somerton Whisky Club, but it is rather good and it's relatively cheap. But it's proper rum done properly. If you watch that video, it's quite cool. Luna's popped in. Hey Luna, how you doing? Good to see you. How are you doing? Switching over from Jason. Yeah, there's a lot of lives going on, isn't there? I think Mark was saying that Phil and Deepa were on earlier, and so forth. And then obviously Roy's on later. Then I've gone in here. I was talking to Alan, the whiskey friend, earlier yesterday or today, and he was on about maybe doing a live tonight. But then obviously I was doing a live, and then it's all turned into this weird little, not a mess, but it's quite awkward that we all want to do lives at a certain point of time. I think Jim, the whiskey novice, has dropped in. Hi Jim, how you doing? Obviously Jim is going to be live tomorrow evening. I think 8:00 was it? I think. Remind us, Jim. There's a link up above if anybody wants to join in. That'd be cool. Is Luna bringing over all the German contingent? I think maybe, I don't know. That's quite cool. That's on at 9:00, so Jim's on at 9. We got Nikolaus in and Cooper. That like a, I don't know. Don't know how to pronounce that. But yeah, thank you for coming along. Really appreciate you joining in. I'm just talking about, I've got this exceptional grain, which was from Somerton Whisky Club. That's in my glass. What are you guys drinking tonight? Subscribe for you, Chris. Thank you very much. Oh, that's a lovely dram. I mean, if you're not part of the Somerton Whisky Club, I know it's difficult. In Europe, it's not. I think it's all right now. It's like a tenner or something for delivery, but £50 for the bottle and delivery, and this comes in. I think this on Master of Malt is £70 to £80. So it's a pretty decent discount as such. I mean, this is I think it's batch 3 as well, so that's really cool. DJ Beacon, thank you for joining in. Yeah, Jim's saying about the pictures. I just mentioned that a bit earlier. I've done a video of me doing the shoot as well. So that would be a nice little montagey video as well for everybody to see on how I went about selecting like different things, different objects. I used also the Glen can just to get some effects, all like I've seen, like been on YouTube and checked out like doing different effects and things like that from photographers like Peter McKinnon and is it Jason Dovey? No, it's not Jason Dovey. Jevon Dovey. But yeah, hopefully that'll come out in would you mind putting us this in, please? Jason Whiskey Wise will be doing lots of live streams next week with people from Irish Distilleries. He was supposed to visit. That should be great. That's cool. Yeah, I mean it's crazy times, isn't it? This weird thing. I said Whiskey Jason, didn't I? Or did I say Jason Whiskey was? Whiskey Jason. I enjoy a dram of Redbreast 21. Nice. That sounds good. I have not had any Redbreast at all. You'll be surprised to know. If you are new to my channel and new to me, I'm quite new into whiskey, and I've not had a lot. I have had a lot, but I haven't gone to the extremes. And Irish is not something I have gone into lately. Who else we got? Oh, we got Don Sutcliffe's in. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Presumably, Sutcliffe and Son. Just talking about your fabulous whiskey. Fabulous whiskey. Definitely. I won't tell a lie though. I tried the blend, the exceptional blend. The grain is definitely better. Not saying it wasn't bad. It was very, very nice. But the grain is definitely a good, smidge in the head. Very nice. Nicholas is saying, "Kommst du aus England?" My German's a bit sketchy. Luna, you'll have to translate me for that. We got Errors in. Error McFault. How are you doing, Marcus? No, not Marcus. Yeah. How are you doing, Error? Willem. Jesus. Unbelievable. My name's... Right, yeah. Boy definitely does it. Whiskey knows when this mayhem is over, I'll send you some nice orange sobbles. Jim, you sent me... Did you send me Bushmills? I can't remember. You sent me something that you was like, yeah, this is not great. You must try it because it's not good. If I remember correctly. Matt's Cigars and Whiskey. That grain does look delicious. Definitely is, Matt. I'll save you a sample. But yeah, Matt's probably going to come on in a bit, hopefully. So that'd be good. If you don't know Matt's Cigars and Whiskey, he's a pretty new channel, sub 100 at the moment. So we need to get him up to that 100 thing so he can then get his slash. Or is he just over 100? I can't remember. I think he's just over 100, isn't he? So he can get his nice slash thing. But we can all, do anyway. We've got a guest in. The lovely, lovely bearded whiskey gentleman has decided to join us. Let me see if I can figure out how to get him in. Luna's just saying, what's so great about the grain? It's just really good, Luna. I will send you a sample as well once everything dies down. I'm not going to drink it all. It's too good. Let's have Paul. There he is.
Hello. All right.
Hello. Nice to talk to you. We've never talked properly before.
No, I thought I'd join you.
Oh my God, you sound like Andy.
Yeah. Well, I was with him on Friday night. We had a virtual pub sort of meeting on Friday night because we normally meet up once a month because he runs the Wet with Whistle club.
Yep.
And so instead of, because obviously the pub's shut and everything, so we decided to have a get together on I forget which platform it was on now, but there was about 12 of us there, so it was a good night.
Yeah, London Whiskey Club have been doing sort of the same, and then where we've got a group of people that were going to Limburg. There's another group in there, and obviously Jez was going. and we linked in there. So last Wednesday I went in there, but they had another one Friday as well. So they're doing like trying to do 2 a week.
I think we just got to try and make best of a bad situation at the minute. There's nothing we can do. So
Yeah. I mean, it's unprecedented times, isn't it? It's very, very strange.
I'm just glad I've got a couple of bottles in to keep me going.
Yeah, you got loads. Yeah, they all empty. I don't know.
Oh no.
No.
There's in the. I'm down the bottom of the garden tonight. The missus has kicked me out, so I'm down the bottom of the garden in the man cave. So now it's just mine.
It's cold.
Oh no, I've got heaters and all sorts in here.
Nice.
I haven't got shorts on. No, it's lovely in here.
I was going to put shorts on because I do get hot when I'm doing it because of the lights and stuff like that. It does get quite warm sitting here talking. But
I know I've seen you a couple of times with no top on. Yeah, I've seen you.
Yeah. We've got those videos. Especially, my picture of the exceptional grain.
So that's the one from the Somerton Whisky Club.
Yeah.
And how many bottles have you had off them so far?
This was my first one.
Your first one?
Yeah. So obviously Vin and Toby and co have always been doing it, or have done it for quite a while. So they've had a few McMeras. There was one. I mean, looking back at like the range, they had like Balcones, Baby Blue, and so it does vary and mix up a bit. So
I think they did. I think it was a raspberry finish, McMera.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, that was one of the most recent ones.
Because I managed to get a sample off Vin. Well, I met up with him and another whiskey club. I mean,
Hearts of England Alliance.
Heart of England, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, is there much access to whiskey clubs where you are, Chris?
Whiskey clubs. There's one called Molten Copper, which is the Brighton-based whiskey club. They're sort of a bit not sketchy, but they're a bit inconsistent at the moment. I think there's a guy called Nick and Alex who are sort of trying to push it. Alex is whiskey loving pianist. Got to get that right. On Instagram, he's got a blog and all that sort of thing. So he's very good. I saw him up at the Old and Rare show at the beginning of the month. I mean, that's crazy as well. I was in London at the beginning of the month at Old and Rare.
All right.
But yeah, they're trying to push it, but they've done it a few months before Christmas, and then they haven't been able to do anything else since. There was, I think, going to be one in March, but they decided, well, obviously this happened, so it sort of fell by the wayside. But I'd hope to, encourage more involvement. There's a few like Tabitha Adams. She's from Brighton. You've probably seen her in the chat and so forth.
Yeah.
So there's quite a few people down in me. I don't know whether Toby Whiskey Shared to come along. Obviously he's only in Eastbourne. I know there's a guy, Stephen Davidson, who's often in the chat. He's only in Worthing, so I think there's a good few barflies as such, if you want to call us that, that can come in and hopefully make it good. But maybe we'll start our own.
It's certainly one of the best things I've ever done as regards my whiskey journey is join a club, or one, or two, or three, or four. I think I'm in now. So, but because I work shifts, I can't make them all the time, sort of thing. So I have to pick and choose. But it's the best thing you could do. Yeah,
I mean, I've been invited to London Whiskey Club quite a few times. Jez is quite pushy as for making you come along and stuff. But yeah, but it's difficult to get up to London because it's they start at like 7 o'clock, so it's just sometimes difficult for me. I'd have to take afternoon off or such.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, hopefully, if Brighton Whisky Club sort of starts up again properly, that'd be really, really good. But
no, I invited Nikki just before Christmas. Nikki and Anthony.
Yep.
They come down to the We Whistle. They had a good night. I think that was our charity night, so everybody bought a bottle, sort of thing. And there was some really crazy stuff on the table, like 27-year-old Springbanks and things like that. It was ever so good. And all the money for the drams went to charity at the end of the night, so that was good. And all the bottles was auctioned off as well at the end. So we made quite a bit for I think it was leukemia this year.
That's pretty good.
So yeah.
Yeah, I think charity wise, Johnny from Spirits People.
Yeah.
He's doing his lives are starting next week, or the week after, probably next week. And I think he's setting up an NHS charity page to donate to, and then you get put into a draw for every £1 you donate, basically. So that'd be good if everyone can help out on that one, I think. See me make a fool of myself drinking or something blind, as he likes his blind samples, tricking you and trying to get you to taste weird things. So how long you been drinking whiskey, Paul? I mean, a long time?
Since about 5:30 this afternoon. Now, it started about 5 years ago. I had a trip. We had a trip to Scotland, and I've always been a fan of beer, and I've always had a posh bottle of whiskey in the house, which would be one of the Glens, Glenmorangie, Glenlivet, Fiddick, just 12-year-olds, in case somebody come round, you could offer them a drink. And at the end of the night, some nights I'd have a sip of whiskey, and that went on for years. But I went to Scotland about 5 years ago, and I tried, because I thought it was all the same. Whiskey just tastes the same, like everybody else, I think.
Yeah.
And then I tried. There's a bottle of old Portney 12,
right?
And the reason why I went for it sounds silly now and stuff, but I like the shape of the bottle, so I'll try one of them. And I tried it, and it was the first whiskey that I thought this ain't like the rest, and it took me somewhere. I used to be a butcher, and for 20 years I worked with brines.
Right. Yeah.
So I used to make brines up. So when people describe a whiskey as a briny, it's a briny whiskey. I actually used to make brines up, so I know what brine smells like. And as soon as I put my nose in the glass, it took me back to when I was a butcher. And I think whiskey's wonderful for that. It'll take you back to childhood memories, and I mean the one on a lot of Deanstons, I get cake mixture off quite a few Deanstons, and it just reminds me being in the kitchen with my nan and my mum, making cakes on a Sunday afternoon.
Nice.
It's brilliant for that whiskey, taking you back and jogging your memory.
Yeah.
But yeah, since then I've just carried on strength to strength, like, and obviously we've all got budgets. I'm very lucky. If I get any overtime, the missus will say, right, whatever overtime you get, you spend on your bottles of whiskey. As long as I buy her a bottle of gin a month, I think I'm all right. But
that sounds like a ploy to get you out of the house.
Well, yeah. But now it's growed and growed, the hobby for me, sort of thing. and that's what I do class it as. It's a hobby plus the social side, going out and meeting people and actually meeting up with people who've got the same interests and the same passions as yourself.
Yeah, I mean
It's
the people is definitely one of the biggest things I think about it.
yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean this time last year, there was, I wouldn't have even thought that I would have been to Frankfurt to a whiskey festival, met the Doc, met Luna, met Errol, Willem, uh, met Rolf again. I've met Rolf loads of times. Not loads of times.
I've yet to meet Luna. I've met the others, but because Luna's, I think the epiphany of uh, a supporter of channels on YouTube is Luna Aaron. She's
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah,
You know,
she is. Yeah.
they've only got to drop a video down, and 2 minutes later, Luna's made a
So
comment.
and Greg's in. Hi, Greg. How you
Yeah,
doing?
Greg, yeah.
Greg's always in, and Menno from Multi Missions also in. How you doing, Menno? It's very multinational. I mean, that's the thing that I get most. It's amazing that so many people, international, nationalities, and just all come for this one love of this weird, strange spirit that can taste
And
different whatever bottle it comes out of.
and I was talking to Anthony about it as regards he still can't get over the sharing people do.
Mm.
You know, the whiskey. It's just unconditional. You know, you want to try this, I'll send you or something. It's amazing. It's amazing. Right, I'm going to drop out now. So I can't see any comments, so I'm going to drop out. So I'm going to say good night to you. I'm going to carry on watching you,
Oh, cool.
and
Thank you very
then
much for coming on.
yeah,
Nice to talk to you.
I'll let you carry on now. Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Cool. Well, thank you very much, Paul, for coming on. Hopefully, you can see the comments now. They were all positive. Please, everybody, scroll up, quick, put in loads of things so he doesn't see all those awful comments. Luna saying, "Yeah, good to put a face to a name." Must send Paul on Twitter. I'm gonna have another dram, but I'm not gonna. I don't want to drink this exceptional grain. So I'm gonna pour out something else. What shall I drink? What do you reckon? Anybody? You got a choice of 4. You got a cognac, a rum, Kilkerran 12. Pretty sure I know what you're gonna go for, and an Old Forester, standard classic bourbon. What do you reckon I should have? Kilkerran, yeah. KK12, yeah. That was sort of a no-brainer, really, wasn't it? I don't know why I bothered even asking. You guys are so predictable. Drink the whiskey, drink the whiskey. This is such a good dram, though, still. In fact, thinking about it, this time last year, was it March or was it April? Back end of April would have been the cognac show. This time last year, or end of April, and yeah, damn, that was when Vin told me to buy the Kilkerran 12 in the Whiskey Exchange, and that was the day that my love affair with Kilkerran began. Which, and I've got, I've tried to get nearly every release since then. The heavily peated, fantastic stuff. Really, really did enjoy that. And I've still got some of the 8-year-old cask strength left. About this much. We've got Anthony and or Nikki from New Dram Drinker in. Hi, guys and gal, or something along those lines. How you doing? Please, I mean, if anybody else wants to come in, I will drop the link again. More than welcome to come on. Especially Anthony's lovely smiley face. Oh, there you go, Luna. I did see your question earlier, Luna. I was just gonna like take a picture of the bump that I got, but there you go, Don Sutcliffe, who is the guy that produced us, has helped you out there. That's a cracking dram, cracking. Lightly peated. Good stuff. Maybe not as good as this, Don, but it's very, very good indeed. Not sucking up at all, Don. Not sucking up at all. Just Ant today. Cool. So yeah, what's everybody's latest dram that they've discovered? What's their discovery of the year or something like that? Something that is stood out above anything else. Ant's asking, how's quarantine going? Quarantine is very, very interesting. If not aware, I've got a 6-year-old, and if you've had if you've had a 6-year-old or have a 6-year-old, then you understand how testing they can be sometimes. My wife works for the NHS, and she's off to work tomorrow. So I'm daddy teaching. So daddy school. So I've been doing like daddy school, daddy school, which is funny in my head. Maybe not in yours. I always get told not to laugh at my own jokes. It's a bit strange, but so Luna is drinking the Stoischer 5-year-old peated Bunnahabhain, which is very, very nice. Very nice indeed. You sent me a sample of that, and I think we tried it over in Germany, didn't we, as well? That was a good old dram. Peated Bunnahabhain is very, very good. Really enjoy that stuff. Menno's got a 3 and a 5-year-old. Menno, I feel I don't. 2 kids. 3-year-old's all right probably, but that 5-year-old. I'm not saying. You know. Cool. We tried it in Frankfurt, but only water today. You're only drinking water today. I thought you just said you were drinking it. Oh. I don't know. Mark's drinking Kilkerran heavily peated, which, that's very, very good. And Jim, Whiskey Novice, is actually going to be doing that sample of the batch 2 that I sent him tomorrow. So that's good. Let me just switch back to that. It's very strange, this StreamYard stuff. Very strange indeed. Sky was black because of the foundries. What on earth are you on about? Cool. Well, I definitely paused that, so that's probably making my stream dodgy. Oh, sorry, Luna. Yep, you asking about discoveries. Yeah. Yeah. You should drink it, Luna. Yeah. Era's enjoying the Port Charlotte 10 lately. I've just got my first Port Charlotte, which is the Scottish barley, heavily peated. Which I'll grab the bottle for you. 1 second. Oh, classic Quig moment. So yeah, I just bought this the other day. Port Charlotte Scottish barley, 50%. Yeah, really nice. Really enjoying it. I put it up against sort of another Lefroy 10. I mean, I know it's no real comparison because of the ABV, and obviously that 50% carries a hell of a lot more flavour, and it's a lot more flavoursome. But yeah, just trying to understand the difference in the peat profiles, because that's really interesting for me as well. You know, coming into peat, sort of not as a newbie, but as that sort of understanding the different ways that the guys on Islay produce the peat, and how the way they use it in their whiskey. So yeah, that Port Charlotte, very interesting, different. I tried an Octomore, which Paul sent me, I think. No, yeah, he did, didn't you? I think Paul did. Somebody sent me an Octomore, which I tried, and that was obviously very, very peaty and very, very good. So some water. You're more than welcome to come along, Greg. I'm more than happy for anybody to join. I will pop the link in again if you do wish to join in the chat or having a little chat. Error is saying Port Charlotte 10 is no peat bomb, just the right level and very rich and oily. I find that with is it similar to the Kilkerran 12, because it's not heavily peated, the KK12, but it definitely is quite a prominent flavour in there. But then more on the taste than there is the nose, which makes it a hell of a lot more interesting. Yeah, lovely stuff. Very nice. Do enjoy that. So it's much more peaty than the KK12. Got to be careful that we don't call it the KKK12, mustn't we? That would be horribly embarrassing. Cool. So here we go. Drum roll, please. You've all been waiting. Thank you, Don. Thank you for coming along and having a little look at my almost dreadful live chat, but it's been good fun. I'm enjoying it. But yep, stay safe, and thanks for coming along. Here we have the delightful, the one and only Gregoire.
Come on, stop it. Thank you. Hi, guys. I was finishing to it watching Men in Black 3, honestly. Yeah, we can have very casual activities here at Greg's Whiskey Guide. Very
Men in Black
classic.
No spoilers in case anybody hasn't seen it.
Nice what?
No spoilers in case anybody hasn't seen Men in Black 3.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
how you doing, Chris?
I'm
sorry,
I
missed the beginning.
That's okay.
How about
no problem.
your confinement?
Just
in English, you say lockdown.
Lockdown. Yeah.
Here we say confinement in French. So, but it's weird. This country, there are countries where almost nobody can go out, and they're here very weird, where honest people don't go out a lot, if I may say. And there's some, let's go not too political, and there's some youngsters and even older people and all kinds of people out all the time. Never seen so many people doing jogging or running the dog, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, the epidemic grows very fast here because they didn't do what they should do. But I'm gonna stop, not to have your YouTube live suppressed. Sorry.
It's very difficult because I think, especially here, I think
Paul, that was great.
You know, the government here, they're saying, they're saying they're listening to the scientists and listening to the medical professionals, to what they're telling them, to what they're saying, when to do the lock-in, the lockdowns, when to ban people from doing this. So, I mean, if they're listening to the scientists,
honestly,
then,
I don't know about your country, Chris, but here there's a big scandal because there's a doctor, professor, one of the most, by the way, known in worldwide, which has published absolutely crazy results in Lancet and Nature. And with my work, I know that these reviews are really, really seriously scientific ones. And this guy, the government do everything to bash him because people working in the government and in their, let's say, relationships, sorry to go political, but I have to shout a bit, 2 minutes. They do everything to make this guy absolutely unfrequentable and to dismiss his theory with the chloroquine. You may have heard about that. So there's such a big thing here. People and social media, everyone almost is yelling, please try the medicine, the drugs this guy has tried against, Eastern things, mosquitoes. And these things seems to work, so why not work it out here? This guy is in South France, and he has cured 100 people already, but the government doesn't want to use it for everyone, just for some. And he's making everything, because that thing costs 12 euros, while the ones that they want to sell, the friends from the government and the minister who did resign. But, well, let's stop it, because I'm going to be very angry about our sect on the power, the Macronist. Oh, my God. Let's talk rather about whiskey and if it's safe. So it's not scientists. In French, they have a committee. There's no longer specialist of epidemic and stuff in there. There's only very, very people that know nothing about that. So I'm very angry about that. But, well, let's do a U-turn and go back to... yeah.
Well, it affects everyone. I mean, it's I
was going to talk about whiskey.
Yeah. Cool. Let's talk about whiskey. What's in your glass?
Yeah, I had my family. Yeah. I had my family earlier on from Canada, but the connection was not good. But I was so happy to see them. They've been confined for almost 20 days, and we only see people through this channel, through this kind of things. So I think it's great. Do you know, Chris, that Roy has another VPub in about 30 minutes, by the way?
Are
you aware of that?
Aware.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Cool.
That's why I went quite early. I went at 8:30. I mean, it's actually 7:30 almost, really, isn't it? Because we got British summertime kicked in last night.
Yeah, in Paris it's 10:15 because we lost 1 hour. Crazy schedules.
Yeah, Springfield.
And about Luda, I opened up earlier on. I thought of her, but I was a bit busy, so I didn't want to put anything on internet. I opened this wonderful stuff. German single malt Oloroso cask finish. This is going to be, of course, in... Sorry?
I think I had that one.
I didn't hear you.
I think I had that one.
Oh, it's the Oloroso Fast. It's possible because it's only since a few months here in France. We had some since 3 years. I also recently opened this. I love the packaging. The packaging is so gorgeous. This rum cask finish.
Right.
Yes, Luna. So I'm thinking of you often. And I'm going to do, in the month of May, a special live about German whiskies with Whiskey Jason, who provided me a lot of samples. So in honor, fast means cask. You're right, Luna. So in honor of Luna, I'm going to pour me a drum of this rum cask that I didn't have yet today. And if we have time, I think I might move with one of my crushes of the last year. At the beginning of the year, the Elements of Islay Pit and Sherry. Wonderful stuff.
Nice.
You heard of it?
I've heard
this one was for the
I've tried a lot of whiskies, but
Whiskey Exchange anniversary.
Right.
Yeah, while last year there was one for La Maison du Whisky, the French shop, and it was, oh my God, awesome stuff. I just had a sample of it that I bought. But this one, immediately I bought it when I saw it. 60 euros, it's not a big deal. And how can they get a rum cask so dark? It's a bit dark at my place. I think...
E150?
No, it's clearer than that. No. They don't put... No, it's clearer than that. It's my place, I think. See, Luna, it's clearer than that. It's because I don't have a lot of light. I haven't set up the light for a live. I'm just going there to see.
Yeah, I think I had the PX. The PX I had, the Slayers. I think I had the standard PX, and I think...
Oh, there's so many, and everyone has a different color. It's very nice concept. There's PX, there's a port, there's Marsala finish. What else do they have? Oloroso finish, rum cask. And also, I asked the guy, there's an importer here now from the east of France that has taken over everything for France that will be imported. They don't work with La Maison de Whisky anymore. And it's good because the prices are going to be more interesting. Sorry, guys. And even if it's cheaper in Germany. But and they did a special show here about wines and stuff before we have this mess. And I bought, as they were very interesting price, I bought 3 bottles. I'm going to pay one just now. The others were paid last month. The rum cask, I bought the 51 that it's over there, that I showed in another live. It's probably the best one. 51% ABV, 4 finishes. Did you have that one, Chris? 4 finishes. Port, Oloroso, Sherry, Peak Sherry, and
definitely had the cask strength PX. I remember both of them.
Yeah, Luna's right. Yeah, they have a lot of stuff, honestly. And yeah, Luna says to try the St. Killian's. Yeah, I tried her samples. Just once. I have to go back, and I have one I haven't tried yet. I have the 4th edition signature from Jason, and I have 8, 7, or 6, I don't remember, other distilleries to try. So it's fantastic. I will have a lot of material for our German live. Most of them, Chris, most of these whiskeys, they don't get even out of Germany. Many are bottled at 50 cl or sometimes 20 cl. I have one that's some 20 cl only. It's a bit like for Australia. Recently, I saw Andrew did a review about a Lark single cast. It looks absolutely wonderful. The bottle, his notes are great. This is something that seems to be very good, but very expensive. And we won't never see that here, I think, because such a little production. And now the deliveries here are very much slowed down, so I cannot send anything and receive anything. I ask people, don't send me samples right now because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But we're trying.
I think the post.
Do you have some people watching? How many people?
We've got 10. I think it peaked out about 14, 15 people watching. So that's pretty good for.
I did a live in Friday night, and it was a complete mess, if I may say. We had 3 to 5 people maximum, but it was very cool. And there were other people who had live, and there were almost nobody. I don't know what happened Friday night, my friend, but almost nobody was before his computer.
It's difficult. I thought. I don't know if there was a London Whisky Club meeting on like Skype or something like that. But they Rolf Ebhead was in one of them, and he was snoring. I mean, that was hilarious because Jez took a video and sent it to the whole group. I don't know if Liam was there, but I think it was quite late. I think their chat went on for like nearly 4 hours, so it was very, very heavy. And then just Rolf just slumped over like.
Let's do it. Let's grab something and do some.
Hear that pop?
Oops. It was a tribute to Ralphie, but not very convincing. There you go, rum cask. So Luna friends on Friday, and we had also. Oh my God, we had also Dom going live, but without knowing it. With his wife and all the ladies.
Yeah.
And they were starting to say things that were indiscreet. I said, "Oh, Dom, you're live. You're not in private." And finally he said it and canceled it. But it was hot. Hi, Art Buggy, how you doing?
And
Paul, I have to watch the replay to see you because it's a rare occasion. Oh yeah, Metal Greg is there.
Menno's in.
Oh my God. Oh, Menno's always there. That's very cool. I have a slight delay here. I don't see. Last comment I see is Paul Gibbs saying Art Buggy, dude.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking in.
Yeah, Art Buggy says hi.
Yeah. I mean, it's the chat is a bit. Sometimes it's really quick, so I actually have both chats open. So I've got the chat in StreamYard open, which is slightly slower, but then also pop out the YouTube chat. So I go on a different tab, get my YouTube.
YouTube is if you have YouTube on your computer, it slows everything. You have to know that, especially if you're watching the same thing, because the signal is reverse, and that means the connection searches from the two sides. That's bad.
I paused the stream. And then
I'm just discovering this lately, so I'm not giving. Listen.
Yeah, I'm a seasoned pro.
Where was the last? I didn't have the time to see your last cognac you reviewed. Or was it a rum?
What on Friday was Woods rum.
Okay, I have to watch that.
Which is quite a cheap rum. You can get it quite cheap in the UK.
I don't have a lot of rums, honestly, in my bar. I just have one high-end, if we may say that. One De Paz. You heard of De Paz brand? It's a French brand from the Isles. De Paz, which is quite a good one. I have a 12 years old. And I have also, of course, this Caroni 17 years old, which is now from Vellier, which is now a collector's. Fantastic stuff, absolutely. The kind of thing you put in the blind in a tasting, and I'm not sure people will get it's a rum. I'm not sure at all. It's so concentrated, so rich, so complex. And then except this, I have some white rums for cocktails and stuff. Nothing really spectacular. Like, cognacs, I have 6 or 7 bottles. Armagnacs, I have 3 or 4. Yeah. But
yeah, I've got one cognac at the moment, which is this Brisson.
Chateau de Montifaux? No,
No,
Brisson.
Brisson.
I know you guys struggle with the. I hear sometimes. Just ask me.
Brisson.
Brisson, it's okay. Yeah, you did it
Brisson.
well. Chateau de Montifaux. You said once, yeah, Montifaux.
Yeah. That's.
If you want to impress your
one of the ones, Chateau de Montifaux.
But there are some very difficult to pronounce, even for French. Honestly, there's so many choices.
I get it right most of the time.
Okay, so cheers, everyone. I'm having now the rum cask, unchill filtered, non-colored, probably between 3 and 6 years old, I've been told. Reviews will come later on. 46%. What else can I say? Distillery from Bavaria, Germany. Yeah, lovely packaging, lovely whiskey, very refined, complex. I love the shape of this bottle, Chris.
This bottle's quality, isn't it?
Really old-fashioned stuff.
Yeah.
Did you know there was what was the whiskey in there? If I'm not mistaken, there was a Macallan like that, but I don't think you could reach the price to get it. Because it's 4 numbers.
Yeah. This is Barbadian or Barbudan rum.
Okay. So rum on this side and rum finish on this side. This is great.
46%. It has gone up. So it used to be 43% a couple of years ago, but now it's up at 46. This is proper rum done properly, apparently. So there's a guy called Stephen who does Rum Diaries, which is a really good blog. I suggest you go and check it out. Really knowledgeable and a great. Yeah.
Did you try one that's called? It comes in square bottles, often with a high ABV. Beautiful square bottles. It's called the Ancient Mariner. There's a 15 years old and others. It's absolutely beautiful rum. If people see that bottle, they have to catch this. This is absolutely gorgeous. I had that at a friend. I don't remember the brand exactly, but the name is from the poet, the famous poet. So it's the Ancient Mariner. Schliersee, beautiful landscape. Oh, it's Luna explaining where this beauty comes from. So, Prost, shall we say in German? Prost, Luna. Which is the cheers for some.
Sure.
A bit peppery, okay, but once you swallowed it, it's nice vanilla coming back and some dried fruits. But first dram after dinner, so it's a bit tough. Wasn't supposed to drink something, but I said let's join our friend before he says very soon. Not yet the last drop. We still have some drops, and here are others.
Right, Chris. Proper word with proper gesture. What?
What?
What? Yeah, proper rum done properly.
I prefer it with a bit of oh my God, that's a tough question for Luna. I have no idea myself. I read it in the Malt Whiskey Yearbook.
Sure.
Paul, you have to grab the Malt Whiskey Yearbook. I don't know if every distillery is in there, but there's often great information in there. I would say around 10, maybe 10 to 15. Speaking under control of Luna. Yay, Anthony and Nikki. Congrats again for your 31 wedding birthday. It's very impressive. 31 years together. Did you see the picture on Twitter?
Yeah, we had. Yeah.
Oh my God. No, it was really cool. Over 100. Oh, 100 distilleries. But like in France and in other countries, mind you, many of them are doing whiskey only recently. Many do fruit eau de vie. I think that's the main job. In Europe, it's often the case. And yeah, some may traditional, Luna says, schnapps, grain, fruit spirit. Yeah. Oh my God, Blaumaus error. I would tend to recommend you maybe not to go too much to this one, but I had terrible experience with this distillery. Oh, Ardbeg, Wee Beastie. Well, not more than that. I'm not an Ardbeg hardcore fan. I love Ardbeg for some expressions. I love indie Ardbegs. I have one that's fantastic. I have an old Ardbeg, old bottling, but young whiskey. But I'm not as crazy as Eric for Ardbeg, especially all the Ardbeg Day series. I think they're all overpriced. Some are interesting, but they're all overpriced. Just an occasion to sell you something.
Wee Beastie.
Yeah, it's most
coming in at under £50. So.
150?
Under 50.
Oh,
so
okay.
£47, I think.
So
it's 5 years old Ardbeg.
Okay.
Coming in at under £50. So I mean, probably under €50 for 5-year-old Ardbeg. I mean, it sounds reasonable. I don't know if it's out there.
Well, in France, it often gets more expensive.
But I mean, it's for an Ardbeg. I mean, that's pretty reasonable. The only Ardbeg I've ever had is Ugidal, which was very nice.
If you knew how this has changed as well as the 10 over the years. The first Ugidal I have, I don't think many people could handle it now. One of the most important tasting note I wrote down, it hasn't been published, but was English fog with with peas soup, sticky peas soup. Nice. English fog, something dusty, earthy, very powerful, very difficult to approach. So absolutely not something as quiet and soft as now. Honestly, it has changed quite a lot. And before, the Ugidal, for those who are interested, was around 10 or 15 years old whiskey, but they added in there some 1975 vintage. So there was around 30 years old whiskey or more in there. We don't know the proportion, but I can tell you the difference.
I can't imagine it's not
because now it has been dropped. You no longer find old Ardbeg in the Ugidal, and the price is okay because there's not many old stuff in it. I think.
I think I'm definitely interested in that young cheap Ardbeg. I mean, it can't be. It's worth a punt at the price.
Yes, but I will say rather in indie bottlings, and often even undisclosed, you get beautiful value stuff in the undisclosed territory. Honestly, Yeah, I know. Error. It's the same problem for me, but it's very special in my case. It's because I bought a few years ago 2 times different bottles, and they were both flawed. So I have to send them back for analysis, and they were agreeing with me. There were a problem with the cask, some kind of a musty, very unpleasant nose and palate, and it was absolutely undrinkable for me. So I couldn't handle it. So the consistency problem for me is very much an issue. So I've decided after that, even if it might be too subjective, to no longer buy the Arbeck 10. Yes, I know. And then I didn't bought a lot. I was offered an independent bottling of Arbeck cask strength. I was very happy with that. I have only 3 Arbecks. Could you believe it? Well, I have around 13 more, or 14, I don't know. 5 or 6 Lagavulins, 6 or 7 Lefroy, stuff like that. But Ardbeg only 3. I have more Bunas and Indie Bunas than Ardbegs. But yeah. Yeah, if you taste the bottle and you, sorry to interrupt you, Ardbeg, if you taste the bottle and you manage to have the same batch than the one you tasted, then go for it, of course.
But yeah, did you see? I think the Kilkerran heavily peated batch 3 is on its way as well soon.
I haven't tried any recent ones, honestly.
They put out a few Instagram posts and stuff like that about they're bottling it. Then obviously everything got locked down and sort of dispatching and stuff like that. I mean, deliveries are still going ahead, so I don't know why they can't get it out. But
we had a lot of issues here in France, so I do not order nothing more now. I lost a parcel from the Whiskey Novice that was very cool. He managed to get mine very late after our live. But there are others that are lost, so I'm not convinced to post anything now. And I ask people, even cool people who wants to give me samples, please wait for better times.
I'm actually doing a couple of tests at the moment. So I've bought some new sample bottles. You're probably going to tell me whether I'm right or wrong, but they're plastic ones.
Well, to be honest, I got some as well, and some distillers offered me in plastic too.
So what I've done is I've filled both of them up with some Anak 12. Then I'm probably going to do a video at some point on whether there's any difference. So I'll get a bottle and then I'll see if the plastics affected it. But you know where I've done that Mac video, the McMirror, Mac, sending out those samples. Obviously, glass sample jars are quite expensive to get, whereas these plastic ones I can get like 100 for like 20 quid or something stupid like that.
Yeah, I know, it's less expensive. So it can affect more the taste. That's a problem.
Yeah, whether it affects the taste is a thing. I mean, I'm going to leave it a good week, 2 weeks. And see if that whiskey is affected by the plastic in the bottle. So it should be.
Well, I would say something because I received some and I ordered some. I didn't know they were going to be in plastic. Oh, my screen is frozen, so I hope it's okay for you.
You're fine at the moment.
I would say something. I would say when you open the bottle, it's fine. The problem is if you let it half, the samples, I mean, and you let it too much without trying it, too much time, then it decreases, quality decreases very much, much quicker, I mean, than in a glass sample. But both, if you let them too much time, and I had a problem with a fantastic whiskey that was offered to me, and it's a shame
that I'm going to be using them for. I think if I can get them, if they're 2 weeks, you disappeared.
Yeah.
If I can get if they last 2 weeks and they don't affect the flavor, then I can start doing, the samples, to people much better, much easier. They can be recycled as well because they're plastic. They can just go in your recycling bin. And I think it'd be good because they're thinner, so they're like very, very thin test tube shape. So I can get them in a jiffy bag, and then they can go in the post rather than.
I get your point. Yeah, you're
right. Or like parcel force, so they can just go through the letterbox. Which
otherwise
drops my
expensive.
Yeah, which drops my cost of dispatching right down, like a third of the cost. Yeah, and Luna's saying less packaging as well.
Yeah,
It'd be much, much better. So
me, I don't do that, but they're
like
expensive then. In order not to have them broken or leaking, so I put a lot of tape and parafilm and stuff. So yeah, it's expensive to send. So I usually don't send 1 or 2. I prefer to send 4 or 5, but I don't send 5 to anybody because that's a cost.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
It's my pleasure. So for sometimes, yes.
Hopefully this experiment will go well, and then I can get some samples out, and we can do some big sort of live tastings. I mean, I think
great idea, like you did with the Mac.
Yeah, the feedback I got from the Mac live tasting was really, really good. To the point where I think McMira are almost trying to copy it slightly on their channel.
Yes, I saw that.
Live tasting.
They had issues also with their live stream yesterday. I was a bit pissed off with what happened, but it was a technical issue, wasn't their fault. But it was very weird to watch. But so yeah, people check out your in private or in public before going, because sometimes it's a real mess.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Right. Everybody's going to want to get off now, because we've got a few minutes for Roy. Oh, how Roy!
I've prepared the quiz paper.
Oh, right. Okay.
Oh my God! The last one, there were some tricky questions.
Yeah. Well, I might stick around and watch it tonight.
Have you did the quiz, Chris? Or you don't want to do it? You don't like it?
I'm happy with the quiz. I mean, I do it. I guess pretty much 9 out of the 10.
Oh, really?
A few.
Really?
I'd say about 60%. Yeah, I mean, I've only been drinking properly for like a year and a half, so my knowledge of whiskey is not great. So,
you might have every knowledge you want when you have question like that. Oh my God.
Yeah. But I normally guess quite well, so
good.
I normally do get a pass mark.
Oh yeah, me too. I never had 10 out of 10 though, but
yeah, maybe
who knows?
Never. But cool. Thank you very much for joining me, Greg.
Yeah, you're very welcome. I love you all, guys, in the chat. The usual suspects.
Yeah. I'll see you in the chat in the other stream.
And so I think we can say now, on your behalf, Chris, this might have been the last drop. Right?
It was definitely the last drop. Hopefully, last drop distillers are still not watching and not going to see me for the last drop. Thanks very much for watching, everyone, and see you soon.
Cheers.
Hit that subscribe, hit a like, hit that thumbs up.
Yeah, please. It helps everyone.
Second half got better. That's the last drop. See you later. That one. Woo! Cheers, Paul Gibbs. Appreciate it.
Cheers.